Hey, Shalom, brother, Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ma'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakavadash. I like to give double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Knows in his gospel, brother, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. I was watching this video, got some snippets of it in. The elder brother Ariala, he was going into what are you really giving up? It's finished here. And he made that the big golden word of faith. Okay, as we know that the ministry is circumvented around faith. Okay, which it tells you in Hebrews the 11th chapter. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, not seen. Okay, because you don't have any tangibility outside of the particular world and the elements, and meaning the sun, the moon, the clouds, that the Most High exists outside of prophecies wise, and that we the people. Well, and I say it this way, okay, and that may sound a little weird. Let me correct what I just said. We know we're the people of the Most High due for prophecy purposes. Now, there's physical evidence that substantiate that. But what I'm saying to people in that aspect is the fact that without any particular moniker that's coming out and saying, oh, y'all the people, this, and that, it's all through faith. Yes, we can go into archaeological evidence. Yes, we can go into particular dynamics of prophecy and prove who we are due to what happened, because prophecy is the ultimate prover of all things, okay? Withstand the test of time of a book to see if it come to pass. That's how you know it's true or not, okay? But with that being said, everything that we're a part of is through faith, okay? We have never seen the Most High. We've never seen Yahweh Shai in this lifetime, I would say, to know exactly what it is, okay? But we, through faith, believe these things because this is the most pivotal and the most important time in human history that we have faith, because, hey, the Lord went to the spirit world, okay? He's left us this comforter, this gospel, okay? He's left us the words, you see, and he's walking with us through the spirit, but we don't have him tangibly as far as in the flesh to hold on to him. That's why faith in this time of all hell breaking loose and all adversity, when the knowledge of the Most High is without knowledge of the world at this time, faith is it's going to be your best friend in the world, or in the times we're getting ready to enter into. Faith will be our best friend. Okay, because like I said, man, none of us know we gonna make it or not. We believe we're gonna make it. We believe we're gonna be able to withstand the adversities that's gonna come up against us, because brothers, we gotta be like that rock that's not moved, okay? Because we are building our foundation on something that's not solid, like the scripture goes into the parable of the one that built their house upon sand, and when the floods overtook it, it was overtaken. You don't want to be like that, okay? Wavering, not knowing, okay? Because if you are wavering and you don't know and you don't have that substantial amount of faith in your arsenal, then you better guarantee that you are going to be taken with the waves and you will be destroyed. That's why this thing is very important, man. It may seem like it's tedious and minuscule, and it can get very tedious being in this truth, because it comes with a lot of responsibility, it comes with a lot of mental prepping, a lot of things, man. Okay, it get very tedious being in this truth, okay? And just being around other men, it get very tedious because we're all men. But the brotherhood is probably the best thing you can lean on in the time coming. So to network with men and have an understanding of how things operate is always going to be a one-up in the spirit. And us as men, we have to drop our pride and deal with it. Deal with order. Deal with cutting off certain things, man. You know, like the long hair, for example. You know, we're not to have long hair. Anything past your shoulders is considered too long. All right, and we know how Jake, they like to make a fashion statement, you know, which long hair is basically a fashion statement in this day and age. But overall, it's not essential, because Paul said it. He said, the man have long hair, that's not glorious. That's effeminate, you know. So, you know, those particular things you want to cut out. But I wrote down a couple of precepts, and, you know, just the times we coming into, faith will be your best friend, because the scriptures say wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times. So that's the only anchor that we're going to have in this time be coming in, is faith and standing on our beliefs and really having that fear of Yahweh Shai. Because how else is people going to know that you got the spirit of the Lord on you if you're wavering? okay, without faith. But if you have faith, people are going to see that because they're going to come up to you and say, why in the hell are you so damn calm? Here you got a thousand martial law troops surrounding your fortress. You know, you got food shortages. You don't look a day famished at all. You see what I'm saying? You look completely healthy, you're in sound mind, body's intact. You know, you sound pretty confident and upbeat. People are going to want to be around that particular energy. And they're going to want to know the secret as to why you're so stable. But the secret is the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai in faith. It's to why we are put in certain predicaments in our lives. Now, brothers, you may be beating yourself up because you may don't think you're ready. Hey, trust me, I go through that all the time. But when you go through certain situations and adversities, you'd be surprised on how built up you're going to be when it comes. See, Lord got to keep you in that gray area, so to speak, because if you was to know you had it, then, hey, you wouldn't improve. But this is all for our building up through the spirit. You know, like when you lose certain things, when you lose certain possessions, you lose women, you go through a year of illnesses and stuff like that, and you overcome it and you come through it. You got one up in the spirit, and you got to believe that. You have to believe when all hell break loose. You got to be stable. And trust me, man, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Hey, look, we've been waiting on this our entire existence. You know, and you got to believe that, and you can't run from it. All right? So just a couple of precepts here, man. I think this is a damn good video. I'm actually have to watch the whole thing and really meditate on it and really, you know, link up and connect, you know, with the body more and stuff like that to understand brothers' mindsets and how they operate. Because that's what it's about, man. You know, some of you brothers, you know, you're so closed off. And I get it. Every man, you know, have his own space. But the scriptures say, forsake not the gathering of the saints. Because the scriptures say you don't live to yourself. You know, so you may have them days that you don't want to be fucked with. That's understandable in the flesh. But sometimes you got to tap in and see what's going on. That way you're able to relay the message to the body and brothers in your camp so they can understand what's going on. Because if you're head of a camp, then they're getting their orders and their assignments through you, through the other elders and stuff like that. So they would know how to move and how to operate. That's how we network. All right. So you don't want to miss out on that. So anyway, let's go here to Luke 22. And I'm going to start at 32. Matter of fact, let's start at verses. Matter of fact, this whole chapter is good. Let's start at 28. It says, ye are they which have continued with me in my temptations, and I appoint you a kingdom as my Father have appointed it to me. You see, those are the ones that's going to basically reign with Yahweh Shai, the elect. Okay, starting with the headmen first. Okay, the disciples, the apostles. It says, and I appoint to you a kingdom as my Father have appointed to me, that you may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom and sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. See, I want to be part of that. And we got to do whatever it takes to get to that, even if it means losing everything that we've once held dear. Okay, because like the video said, what are you holding on to in this world? Everything is tainted. Everything is out of order. Nothing is pure anymore. Even the food you're eating, bro, they're getting ready to, in your food, they're getting ready to put even more deadly ingredients in your particular processed foods. They're getting ready to over-process and process them again to the point whatever you eat, you get sick from it. Why do you want to live in a society like that? What are you giving up? The image of living, the image of acceptance? Because it's all about wanting to be accepted by this place. But the hell with this place, man. We're not supposed to be accepted by it. Now, to some degree, you're going to have your dealings in the world. You're going to have your dealings with people. You're going to have family. You know, brothers are married to women that's not in the faith, which is okay. You know, if a brother can operate in that spirit, then a more power to him. You see, but overall, we're rejected of this world. You're going to find out as time progresses as we're going to be made the filth of this world because we're speaking against a society that has perpetuated wickedness. All right. And it says here, and the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. But I've prayed for thee that thy faith fail not. So whoever he is in the spirit, he's good. You know why? Because Yahweh Shai prayed for his faith to not faint. And we want to be those men that Yahweh Shai prayed for. Like it tells you in John, I believe the 15th chapter, stated that I've prayed to the Father that he don't take them out of the world, but he may keep them from evil. So if we're of the elect, it's because Yahweh Shai prayed for us. and we were chosen from the foundation of the earth. Because honestly speaking, man, sometimes we don't know how the hell we continue to go. You know, you wake up in the morning, you're like, damn, I don't know what the hell I'm going to speak about today. I don't know what I'm going to do. And sometimes you got to find a spirit. You know, as you were younger, things came more quicker and easier in the spirit. But as you get older in this thing, the Holy Spirit works with you to research things and like, okay, this is what I'm going to speak on today, because it's a more thorough approach. Because basically the Lord is leading you. Like when you first learn how to swim, I love to give this analogy. You got the floaties on. You in 2 feet of water, you the baby with the floaties, to the point when the Lord gets confidence in you and you get the confidence, then the Lord, he takes off the floaties and he pushes you a little bit into the water. Okay, and it look like you're gonna drown, he come and grab you. All right, you looking, you struggling there. You see what I'm saying? But overall is because when you get older in this thing, how about you, how shy, they take the floaties off you. But now you gotta do some shit yourself, okay? You ain't just be dependent on everybody else. No. Let the Spirit deal with you and give you something to talk about. And the Spirit will build you up where you need to be built up at. Okay, and also you can't force your office. If this is not your particular office, then don't try to force it. Now, true, the scriptures say be a master in all things, you know, kind of be well-rounded. Like myself, I like to be well-rounded in everything. I like to be balanced. You know, I may go into this a little bit more because of the times we're in, but overall, I like to be balanced in the Hebrew, history, you know, prophecy. Like prophecy is my baby. I love prophecy. You know, I love it because I'm in urgency to want to get the fuck out of here. I love to look on the news and see things are failing or faltering because it gives me hope, because it's just like, okay, we almost out of here. Because we're holding on, man. It feel like shit. The longer we go, you're losing your grip, but you can't think like that. You got to hold on until there's no holding on, if you know what I mean. But it says here, but I pray for thee that thy faith fail not. And when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren. And that's the point of this networking among brothers. You may see your brothers lacking in certain areas. You build them up. You know, you go over the precepts with them. You tell them about certain experiences that you may have had and how you overcame. And then you can give that brother the tools and necessities he needs to overcome. Okay? And it says here, and he said unto him, Lord, I am ready to go with thee both into prison into death, okay? Because he just knew that he was going to go out for his men's. But the Lord looked at him like, man, you ain't ready. You ain't ready. But the fact he had that zeal, he understood, like, look, man, I'm with it. And you may think you with it until you be put up against some shit. You know, because let's just say right now, if a troop busting your door and put guns in your face, get on the ground now, we going to blow your head off. How many of you going to fare well with that without literally shitting your pants? You ain't gonna know it till the time comes, and that's why we hoping, because I pray that when they bust in this door, I pray that I'm ready for it. I think about it all the time, shit. Or I pray that the Most High gets me out of the way before they come, because, hey, the Most High know what you can deal with. And if you his, he's not gonna put you in a predicament that's gonna jeopardize your salvation. If the Lord wants you and has you, nobody's gonna take you out of his hand, regardless of what happened. You know, but I like to say, expect the worst and hope for the best. The worst is they coming in here guns blazing and they fucking shit up, trying to beat us up and throw us in prison. That's my worst expectation. But I prepared my mind for that, because who's to say we gonna go through that or not? Some brothers will, but not all of us. But I think about it often, because I'm like, okay, if this is my reality, I need to think about, you know, how to deal with it through his spirit and build myself up to it, get the courage to deal with it. You know, because honestly speaking, I mean, I know how to deal with cops and talk to them, but I'm not the most friendly, you know, when it comes to that. But I have to hold my peace a lot, you know, but I'm not the most friendly when it comes to authority figures in the world, so to speak, you know, like cops and supervisors and shit like that. I don't take authority well from those particular figures. And, you know, it's a balance to it. I hold my peace, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, man, you just don't know what I can do to your ass right there. You know, that's my mindset. You know, just being a Jake. You know, just I'm a Levite, so, you know, that hot-headedness, it kind of kicks in, you know. But regardless of that, man, through the Spirit, we keep ourselves armed with the Spirit and we do things in balance. You know, it's a time to speak and a time to hold your peace. All right, let's go from here to the book of Acts, the 14th chapter. Acts 14, and I'm going to start at verses 22 is always a good one. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith. Okay, this understanding, this wisdom, this knowledge, they be through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. It says through much tribulation. So your faith is going to have to be rock solid, man. Okay, your faith is going to have to be rock solid, and this is something you pray for. And believe it or not, when you pray for stronger faith, this is what the Most High does. He just don't sprinkle some faith dust on your ass when you wake up. No, the Lord's going to bring something to you that's going to be out of norm and see how you fare with it. And when you overcome it, that's how you're going to realize that you've been increased in the spirit. Okay, like 2022 was a fucking weird year for us all, myself. And I have so many testimonies for last year, it's not even funny. You know, it's not even funny, man. You know, just one losing a fucking car caught on fire, just some freak accident type shit. Back in my mind, I didn't think it was gonna happen. And when I saw it, I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I'm like, ain't this about a bitch? I just had to sit there and scratch my head like, what the fuck just happened? And I was pissed, I was livid, but I was just dealing with it. I just took it to the chin. I'm like, you know what? I ain't gonna trip. I ain't gonna lose my faith in the Lord. Shit, I had to praise Yahweh Hashem I was shot. I'm like, shit, Satan, if you think this is gonna break me, you gotta come with something harder than that, man. You know what I'm saying? I was pissed. I put a lot of fucking money in that damn car, but that's not important. But and the flesh kicks in, you like, damn, what a waste. You work for this, and then all of a sudden it gets taken away. And then shortly thereafter, the chariot showed up, man. So I was like, okay, there you go. I'm like, that's the Lord testing us, man. That's the Lord testing the chin to see what you're gonna do with it. And you just continue to go harder, man. And the Lord, he rewards those things. He sees those things. And even when you feel like you don't have no more to give, the Most High still picks you up and drag you, man. Like it was this one song by 50 Cent. It was a chorus. It goes on, when times get rough, when time and shit hit the fan, he said, God don't walk with him, he carry him. So you got to understand, the Most High is literally carrying us through this sand, man. Okay? And you got to believe that. Because honestly, if it was up to us as far as men, flesh and blood, man, we would have faltered a long time ago. Because sometimes you just wake up and like, I don't know how the hell I'm going to do this shit. I just don't know. You're seeing certain orders being passed down, men getting kicked out. You get rebuked. It shakes you in the spirit, but it shouldn't shake your faith. All right? Matter of fact, let me find that precepts. Waters beat. Nope. Sand. No. Let's see. Baba Kusha. Yep, Matthew 7. Yep, this is beautiful. Matthew 7 chapter. And I'm going to start at verses 24. It says, therefore, whosoever heareth the sayings of mine and doeth them, okay, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. Because the scripture says, since you kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of what? Temptation. Okay, I will keep thee from the hour of temptation. If you do the words of the Lord, you're keeping the commandments, you're going out speaking, you're doing what you're supposed to do. You're being brotherly. You can't fail from that. You're doing the best you can do. And you staying faithful to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. The Lord just asks us to give us the best. He knows how hard it is. So you think the Lord is unrighteous that he's going to forget the labor of love, the works? No, he's not going to forget that. Okay, but as time progresses, it gets harder. But it says, and the rain descended and the floods came. The flood is going to be in the form of this new world order. Okay, this technocracy, this new world order is going to be established by bloodshed. Okay, it's not going to be, they may come out and say in the most part, well, it's voluntary. You guys don't have to take the seat here. They're going to make it mandatory because they're not going to want anything less than. If you ain't with it, then, hey, you got to go. Either you're going to be ostracized and kicked out. The people going to get you, or the elites, or the elites are going to send their troops at you and they're going to get you. So that's the floods here. It says, and the rain descended and the floods came and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. Good example. I went home a couple of years ago. We went to the lakefront, and you got these rocks. Everybody in Chicago knows about the particular, many 47th Street Lake, 47th Street Beach. Got these big, beautiful rocks, man. They sit in the midst, or they sit on the edge of the coast, and you got the waves that's beating upon the rocks constantly, but they never move, they never shift, they never falter. Why? Because they're implanted. They're solid. Now, you may have different discoloration due to the weather and the water constantly, extending the algae, which is the battle scars. But overall, the rock doesn't move. Versus if I built a sand castle and that wave come, that castle is going to waver and it's going to pretty much float into the ocean. You don't want to be that house. It says, and the rain descended and the floods came and the winds blew and beat upon that house and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And every one of them that hear these sayings of mine and doth them should not be like unto the foolish man which built his houses upon the sand. And the rain descended and the floods came and the winds blew and beat upon that house and it fell, and great was the fall of it. Okay, so hey, you Israelites out there that's not hiding behind the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, you think this thing is a fashion statement? You think this is about looking good and playing a part and fitting in with your fellow peers? Then you're going to have a rude awakening. Because a scary thing to be is the fact you guys are not pushing the C-hip. You're not pushing the C-hip in a time that's getting ready to be the most graphic time on the planet Earth. You other camps, you're not pushing the C-hip. So therefore, your congregation is not going to be ready for when these floods come. And they're going to be likened unto the winds blew upon that sand house, upon the sand. You're going to get washed away. Yeah, sand castles could be all pretty. They can be, sand castles could be pretty. They can be creative. I've seen some beautiful sand castles, but they didn't stand the time. Though the rock may look dull and just like a rock. But nonetheless, the rock stood still versus the sand. And Salaki, I got to clear my throat. Give me 1 second, Salaki. All right, Salaki. But basically, man, you want to be like the rock. And like I said, you guys, you're not ready because you're not extolling the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and you're not hiding behind the prophecies. You're not speaking on it. So those of you that was in the UPK, hey, we on year number 3 when people were dying from the juice. A lot of you went down there and you took that juice. Even you got the Boost Mobile, with the extra 5G on top of that shit. So hey, you may just drop dead any goddamn way, any day now. But hey, that's your own dealings, that's your own unrighteous dealings. So that's something you have to deal with. And Johanna, you got a lot of blood on your hands, bro. I'm just being real with you. And you, Tazariak. All right. So this is the book of Galatians 3. And I'm going to start at verses 11. It says, but then no man is justified by the law in the sight of the Most High. It is evident for that the just shall live by faith. Okay. The just shall live by his faith. Okay. It's all through faith. Hebrews 11 chapter give you a whole drawn out of curriculum of the men of the Lord on how they endured through faith, even when they didn't see the promises at hand. Okay, that's a strong spirit to be in, and we have to have that. We have to be that immovable object no matter what happens. And hey, man, it's going to get tricky, man. It's going to get rough. You may feel like you're getting ready to pop. Like, damn, man, one more of this shit, you may falter, but the spirit is going to raise up that standard and get you out of there in time. Like in the Matrix movie, I believe, which Matrix movie was that? Matter of fact, when the building, when Morpheus was fighting on top of that damn semi-truck, he was fighting Agent. And what happened was when he got knocked off the truck and fell into Niobe's car, he hopped back up and kicked the Agent off and killed it. And when those trucks collided, Morpheus was done for. He was done for, but he had so much faith in the one, that Neo being the one, which is basically Yahweh Shai, he had so much faith in him to the point Neo came and delivered him at the last minute, because he held that faith. Good analogy, man. So we got to keep that in mind. But it says, in the law is not of faith, but the man that doth them shall live in them. But the anointed have redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us. For it is written, curses everyone that hangeth on a tree. It says, but that is the blessing of Abraham might come on the Gentiles through Yahweh Shai, which those Gentiles are Israelites, by the way, that we may receive the promise of the Spirit through faith. Okay, and what's the promise of the Spirit? The kingdom of heaven, man. Being grafted back into the knowledge, being one again with the Heavenly Father. That's the Spirit. That's going to come through faith and belief and overcoming this dark time we're in. Because this is going to be the most darkest time on the planet Earth. And you people out there, man, you believe in your guns, you believe in your technology, you believe in yourselves. That ain't going to be enough to cut the tape. Just sorry to tell you, your jobs, your careers, man, your benefits, that's not going to withstand the test of time out here. Only how you going to make it is if you a man of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay? Isaiah 4:1, that's going to come through in a time of need, in a time of restoring our kingdom, and the fact that they're going to see faith in the men of the Lord. All right. Because matter of fact, if we go to Hebrews 11, which is a highly recommended chapter, I'm not going to read it all, but we're just going to read it here. It says, Hebrews 11, now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Like I said, we don't see the wind, but we know it's there. Okay. We don't see the Most High, but we see the planet Earth. We see the planets. We see the oceans. We see the particular landmarks. Okay. And understanding the scriptures and the prophetic events, we know that the Most High exists. It says things hoped for the evidence of things not seen. It says, for by it the elders obtain a good report. Okay. Through faith. Okay, the apostles to her, they have faith. You think they know what's going to undergo their lives in the time we coming in? No, but they have faith that they're going to make it. All right, and you got to believe that. It says through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of the Most High, so that things appear which are seen are made by things which do appear. We're not made of things which do appear, meaning you don't see what created everything. You don't see the Most High. You don't see the angels. It says, but by faith, Abel offered unto the Most High a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he ordained witness that he was righteous. The Most High testifying of his gifts, and by it being dead yet speaketh. By faith, Enoch was translated that he should not see death, and was not found, because Yahweh had translated him. For before his translation, he had this testimony that he pleased the Most High. Why? Because he had faith. It says, but without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Okay, so we have to diligently seek the Most High, man. Okay, praying, whatever you got to do, fasting if you need to, and continue to doing the work. All right, talking to the Most High, even when you don't have the energy to physically do it. Just talk to him in your mind, telepathically, man. Use the gifts that the Most High give you. At times, man, when I just don't have the strength to get out of my bed, I speak to the Most High through telepathy, through my mindset. And I know he's listening, because I can hear it speaking back. I can hear it. I can hear the spirit speaking back. It's like an angel that talks to you in your mind. People may think it's crazy or call you schizo because you ain't hearing. They say you're hearing voices in your head. No, it's not like that, like you're talking to a demon. But no, you actually understand through the spirit. Like I'll be speaking to the Most High in my mindset, and, he'll say this, say that, and, and that's how it goes, There's different ways to communicate with Yahweh Shai, man. Which prayer is the main way. The main way you talk to him is different way. You can pray in your mind. You can pray on your knees, which that's the main way, begging. Okay, but at times, man, you may be on the road, and you may send up a prayer in the vehicle. Person may look over at you, think you're talking to yourself, but you're talking to the Most High. But it says, by faith, Noah being warned of the Most High of things not seen as yet, moved with fear. Okay, and we have to be moved with fear. What compels us to go out week in and week out is because we're moved with fear. Okay, constantly putting out the shows. Why? Because we move with fear, because we understand the times we get ready to enter into. Okay, all this is about overcoming, brothers, overcoming. Okay, this one time we have to overcome for good, and we're going to be straight. You have to continue to keep your mind on the prize, man, constantly. And it says, seen, moved with fear, because nobody heard of a flood. Like, man, nigga, you tripping. Just like when we stand on the corners now, man, it wasn't plausible that America was going to see financial ruin 15 years ago. I mean, they should have known, or possibly a nuclear destruction. That wasn't plausible to these people. But now when people drive by the camp, they say, you know what, I agree with that. I can see America being hit with nuclear missiles because it's plausible now, because they see the trends, they see the prophecies. And it says, which after he should receive an inheritance, Salaki, it says, move with fear, prepared an ark to saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world and became an heir of righteousness, which is by faith. And by faith, Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed, and he went out, not knowing whither he went. That's faith, bro. Going on blind faith. And just what it is. It may seem foolish to certain people, but you got to have a little faith in something. And let this be what we have faith in. All right. A couple more precepts, and I'm going to end it. The point is being made, actually. Isaiah 33:6. It says, wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation, for the fear of the Lord is his treasure. Okay, so that's the point. Wisdom and knowledge, the understanding of this knowledge. You're going to have brothers that never went out to the wilderness before, but the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is going to help them navigate. You just look, the moves are look, the breadcrumbs are already laid out. You just got to be put in the position to follow them. And you will. As things progress, you're going to see how the Lord is going to move your chess piece into the right area of the board so you don't get taken. Okay? You ain't going to be a pawn in this thing. And even if you are a martyr, then, hey, you're going to die with the faith of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, being a faithful martyr. You ain't going to die for being wicked. You ain't going to die for not saying the MOTB is not the MOTB. You know what I mean? Like these guys, they're selling out saying, man, that ain't what it is. They gonna die in their sins, but you get beheaded because you're speaking against this wickedness, then hey, you done the right thing. Okay, you're gonna be raised incorruptible. Believe it. Isaiah 32 says, and a man should be a hiding place from the wind, and a cover from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, and as a shadow of a great rock in a weary land. And the eyes of them that shall see should not be dim, and the ears of them that shall see shall hearken. Because we in that day, we're going to shine like gold, man. We're going to literally stand out. People are going to see like, wait a minute, these guys are not being taught. And they're going to remember like, wait, when you one of them dudes that was out there speaking this? You're going to be surprised how many people are going to try to be around you, how many men are going to come up perpetrating, hey, brother, you know, I should watch you on the tube, man. What's going on, bro? Hey, you're going to have to literally escape. You're going to have to do what Yahweh Shai did. You're going to have to really cloak yourself and kind of do one of those instant transmissions if the Lord give us the ability to do it. You have to kind of move around, you know, cloak yourself, disappear. Because you're going to have a bunch of niggas that's going to be trying to follow you too. And you got to weed through the niggas to find the righteous people. And out of 100 niggas, you may only find 5 righteous men, a half a righteous woman, you know. But that's the point, man. One last precept. Fuck, I hate this time of year. Everybody gets sick, and they, you know, that shit spread. Anyway, 2 Esdras 9 and 7, it says, and everyone that should be saved and should be able to escape by his works and by faith, because works and faith, James, the 2nd chapter, faith without works is dead. And by faith, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders. For I have sanctified them from me from the beginning. But they should be in pitiful case, which have now abused my ways, and then have cast them away despitefully, should dwell in torments. For as such as there in that life have received benefits and not know me. So, hey, those of you that's out here playing games with the word of the Lord, then, hey, woe unto you. But those of us that's going to stand behind Yahweh Shai, we're going to be straight, man, and believe that. Believe that. Just stand on your ground, man. The Most High going to take care of the rest, man. We can promise you that. I've seen it work in my life several times, so... With that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And with that, Shalom and a Baba.